Apple's next move in the professional laptop space is just around the corner, and it's expected to revolve around two names that are quickly building hype: M5 Pro and M5 Max. These two chips are rumored to power the upcoming generation of MacBook Pros, and if the leaks are anything to go by, Apple is getting ready to deliver its most refined performance machines yet. At Technology Review, we've been keeping a close watch on all developments surrounding the M5 lineup, and it's becoming increasingly clear that Apple's next laptops are about evolution rather than revolution, at least for now. Let's dive into what we know so far and what you should expect from the M5-powered MacBook Pros. The M5 chip series, including the Pro and Max variants, will continue Apple's strategy of designing processors in-house based on a refined version of TSMC's 3nm architecture. While the base M4 chip recently made its debut in the iPad Pro, the M5 series is already in development and appears to be aimed at high-performance, pro-tier computing, particularly for demanding workflows like video editing, 3D modeling, software development, and artificial intelligence tasks. From what insiders and industry analysts suggest, Apple may use a more advanced version of the 3nm process, possibly TSMC's N3E or another optimized node, for the M5 chips. This could bring moderate gains in power efficiency and performance density over the current generation. In real-world terms, that would translate to longer battery life, lower thermal output under load, and even higher performance per watt. This brings us to graphics, which are expected to be a key focus for the M5 generation. Apple has made great strides in GPU performance with each chip iteration, and the M5 Max, in particular, may feature upwards of 40 GPU cores. If true, this would mark a significant leap in rendering, game development, and machine learning performance. Creative professionals working with 8K footage or 3D simulations could see massive gains in rendering times and playback smoothness. Unified memory bandwidth and capacity are also likely to see improvements. Apple may offer base RAM options of 24 GB for the M5 Pro and up to 64 GB or more for the M5 Max, with higher-end configurations possibly reaching 128 GB. For users running multiple virtual machines or high-resolution video editing timelines, this kind of memory flexibility will be crucial. Expect memory bandwidth to scale accordingly, ensuring the CPU and GPU cores aren't bottlenecked. Another area of rumored improvement is the neural engine, which is increasingly central to Apple's pitch for on-device AI processing. The M4 chip brought a more powerful 16-core neural engine, and the M5 is anticipated to build upon this with even more performance. Apple could leverage this to introduce new AI-driven features in macOS, including live translation, intelligent video summarization, or background removal in native apps. With AI becoming a critical component in modern computing, Apple seems poised to lead the way with accelerated on-device performance. Battery life could also receive a noticeable improvement, not because of a larger battery but due to the efficiency gains expected from the M5 chip design. Apple's silicon has always been known for its power efficiency, and a more advanced 3nm process could push standby time and active usage even further. Imagine editing a 4K video project on battery without needing to charge all day. That's where Apple appears to be heading. Let's take a moment to discuss display technology. While the M5 MacBook Pros will likely stick with the current Mini-LED Liquid Retina XDR panels, there's been some speculation about a transition to OLED displays. However, sources suggest that this change will be reserved for the M6 generation, which could feature thinner and lighter designs and even better color calibration. For now, the M5 models will probably maintain the same 120Hz ProMotion displays introduced in recent MacBooks. Another often asked question is whether the MacBook Pro will finally support Face ID. Sadly, that still seems unlikely for the M5 generation. Apple appears content sticking with Touch ID integrated into the power button, which is fast and reliable. Face ID could arrive in a future generation, especially as Apple refines the TrueDepth camera system for thinner laptop bezels, but it won't likely be part of the M5 rollout. So what can we expect in terms of pricing? Historically, Apple has kept the pricing of its Pro laptops fairly consistent, and the M5 generation should be no different. The 14-inch MacBook Pro with M5 Pro is expected to start at around $1,999, while the 16-inch variant and M5 Max configurations could range between $2,999 and $3,999 depending on memory and storage options. The pricing may edge upward slightly if Apple increases base RAM or introduces higher-tier SSDs, but most of the shift will likely be performance-based, not financial. There's also the conversation around upgradability. With unified memory and storage being soldered directly onto the board, it's almost certain that the M5 generation will follow the same pattern. This means you'll want to choose your configuration wisely when you buy. At Technology Review, we always recommend considering future needs, especially if you plan to use the MacBook Pro for 4 to 5 years. Let's not overlook thermal management. One of the key advantages of Apple Silicon is how efficiently it handles heat. The M5 chips are expected to improve on this further, making the MacBook Pros even quieter under load. Professional users doing intense rendering or exporting should notice fewer fan ramp-ups and better sustained performance. While we're not expecting a redesign this cycle, Apple may introduce subtle refinements to internal layout and thermal modules to accommodate the higher core counts in the M5 Max. These tweaks could allow the laptop to maintain full performance even under longer workloads. macOS integration will also play a big role. The M5 Max will ship with a new version of macOS, possibly macOS 16, which could introduce features designed to harness the M5's AI processing capabilities. Think real-time video effects, deeper Siri integration, or even AI-powered development tools in Xcode. Apple's long-term vision includes a more intelligent, responsive desktop experience, and the M5 hardware will serve as the foundation for this evolution. For those wondering whether to wait or upgrade now, here's the final word. If you're on an M1 or Intel-based MacBook Pro and rely on your device for creative or professional work, waiting for the M5 could be worth it. The performance gains, extended battery life, and future software compatibility make it a solid long-term investment. But if you're already using an M3 or even M4 system and are happy with it, the M5 generation may feel like a moderate step rather than a huge leap. However, the M5 MacBook Pros will mark the peak of this generation's design before Apple moves to a new design language and potentially OLED displays with the M6 series. So if you prefer a tested and stable design with next-gen silicon, the M5 series will likely be the sweet spot. At Technology Review, we're excited to see what Apple has in store. The M5 Pro and M5 Max MacBook Pros are shaping up to be refined, high-performing machines designed for users who need power, efficiency, and reliability in one package. Stay with us as we bring you more insights, comparisons, and updates leading up to the launch.